Welcome to A&B Horror Movies. I'm Aaron, and I'm very excited to be joined today by Dennis Cowlo, Bethany Watson, and Cory DeAn Cowley. Welcome to you all.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Hi.
Yes,
Great name, Aaron.
absolutely. Thank you. Yes, yes. So this is going to be so much fun. I have you all on today to talk about your brand new horror mystery that is Screambox's first series called The Trouble with Tessa.
It's crazy up here. There's no Wi-Fi. There's just landlines and a curfew. And apparently there's a list of rules that I'm supposed to read.
Bowery is a nice place. A nice quiet town where you don't even have to lock your door.
I'm done chasing this kind of thing.
I found tapes in the house, audio, video of a woman.
What are you hiding?
My mom used to tell me there was a monster in the woods.
Welcome to Lowry.
Congratulations on creating a fantastic new show.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, we're really excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
Of course, I'm excited to chat with you. I've been looking forward to this one all week. Dennis and Bethany, you both directed, wrote, produced, edited. Dennis, you even have a role in the
Yeah.
series. So you
Yeah,
wore
yeah.
many hats, which we'll talk about in a moment. And Cory, you're the mastermind behind the monstrous effects that are just unbelievable. And you also play Trouble in the series. And I will ask you about that as well. So once again, congratulations. Thank you for talking with me today. And let's jump right into it. My first question is for Dennis and Bethany. How did The Trouble with Tessa come about? What inspired you to create this fantastic horror mystery?
You want to take that one?
Yeah. I've always been fascinated with small towns and the sort of ethos, or rather thesis, going into this was let's create an urban legend, but then the urban legend turns out to be true. And so we combined sort of that, you know, that ethos with the small town. And then we brought Bethany approached Will to be our writer, Will Rogers, and we threw him into the mix, and he's very lore heavy. So then he just like went nuts on the lore, came up with an entire backstory. And then how this all started with Screambox was they, after the success of Terrifier 3, they kind of wanted to do original content. They were like, we really want to make an original series. So we were part of the Bloody Bites short film family with our short film Lonely Hearts. And it caught the eye of them. And Tony Wash, who's the programmer over there, approached us to set up a couple of pitches. And so we did. And The Trouble with Tessa, which was originally called A Noise in the Attic, was the one that hit us the most because we all loved that sort of small town Stephen King vibe. And yeah, that's really how it all got started.
Yeah.
And it's just a genre. I feel like when you someone said it recently, is that it's a untapped genre where the whole town is in on it, except for the main character. It hasn't been tapped into in a while. So it was very exciting to sort of bring that back.
And we also knew that our budget was going to be really small. And so the great thing about horror is that the scariest thing is the thing that you don't see. It's the thing you imagine. So we definitely leaned into that. And The Trouble with Tessa was the premise that left the most to the imagination and used audio the most, because that is such a budgetarily efficient way to create horror, is someone's hearing it. And so that was also a huge part of making the show happen, with the limited budget that, you know, we were lucky enough to have. We leaned really heavily into audio.
Oh, absolutely. And it works so well. I mean, what the sounds, like what Tessa hears, I love the way you set it up so that the audience is experiencing exactly what she is going through it at the same time. And as it unfolds, almost like, you know, peeling back an onion, all the layers that are discovered is just, I was sucked in immediately. I think You've created something special.
Oh, that's awesome.
I could go on and on, but yes, you're welcome. I do have more questions here. So, Cory, how did you become involved? Maybe you could all talk a little bit about the casting process and how Cory became part of the Trouble with Tessa.
I actually met Dennis on Instagram of all places. And so Dennis and I met all of these years ago through Instagram. And I think, if I remember right, Dennis kind of, became attracted to the artwork that I was doing. And so I remember he approached me and he was like, hey, I have a concept, down the road, I would like to, collaborate with you and, work with you on this big project. And so I had no idea the extent of what that project was, but I was excited, because that was really the infancy of me being, big into special effects and acting, because I had done previous stuff before, but mostly music video work with metal bands and stuff. And so this was kind of like the first time someone came to me and asked me to do something of this, it was my first time exposed to this world. And so Dennis asked me to do a pitch with me and my husband, Jim. And it was my best friend, Emily, which I don't know if you know this. It was my best friend, Emily, and her now ex-wife. And so we went out to this arboretum in Hendersonville where I live. And we pulled in, and right there on the middle of the main street, right there where the arboretum is we shot this. We turned the car lights on, and I had to get on top of Jim and pretend like I was this creature. And so we shot it, and then I sent it to Dennis and Bethany, and they were like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome." So can I cuss?
Go for it. Yes.
Oh, thank God. My God. Okay. Thank God. Okay.
Of course you can. Yes.
All right. And that's kind of how it happened. And so they pitched it, and then they came back to me. This was, God, how many years was it that passed? It had to be.
So it's like 4 years.
4?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
What Cory's talking about is we did a mock trailer. To sort of win over the pitch and to show them like, hey, we know that the budget is low, but with my equipment, like, here's what we can do. But Cory lives in Hendersonville. We live in the Hudson Valley in New York.
Yeah.
So we couldn't film Cory. So I was like, hey, film it this way. I sort of like gave her some direction of like what we were going to intercut with it. And yeah, we sent this trailer and that I think put us over the top to be at the #1 spot. Because most people, I think, were just sending in sort of like clips that they put together from other movies. But we were like, no, we're filming a full-on trailer.
Yeah.
We're going to show them that the sound's going to be good. The color grade's going to be good. And then we had Cory jump in and do her thing. And we edited that in. And then it was like, I think that put us in the forefront.
We're definitely overachievers.
Yeah.
For sure.
No.
But it paid off. I love that.
100%. 100%, because that was also too when we did the pitch, much to my husband's chagrin. I actually I remember I took mud off the ground, and what I did was I smeared it all in my hair and on my face, and I took moss off of a tree. And I just started like sticking it on, like attaching it. And Jim's just like, why are you doing this? This is not necessary. And I'm like, yes, it is.
Art. This is for our art. Jim.
Exactly. It's worth it.
So that's pretty much how I came to be part of this huge project.
Yeah. And besides doing effects, which Cory is amazing at, she's also an incredibly talented actress.
Incredible.
So, so that like I also want to make sure that she gets her due there, because like, the not just embodying, creatures and whatnot. Cory is a fantastic actress.
Yeah.
She has a massive range. So she's really, really good at a lot of things besides just special effects. But I gotta say, she does fucking excel at
Yeah.
the special effects.
At the special
There's a couple
effects,
of
yes.
scenes that people now like have been emailing us, being like, "That is the most disgusting thing I have
Yeah.
ever seen in my life,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Good."
We had someone say
Oh,
like, I
gosh,
was
yes.
concerned they actually ripped that thing off
Yeah.
their body.
Yeah.
The
Oh, really?
Yeah. We got a couple
degloving
people
scene, are
saying,
you
yeah,
referring
Yeah,
to?
the degloving.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah. Some
yeah.
people
Oh
thought it
my
was
God.
real. Yeah, we were like,
Cringe.
no,
I
that's
cringed. It was so good. It was so good. Although Dennis, you reminded me, because one of my questions I have for you, Cory, is because you played Trouble in
Yeah.
The Trouble of Tessa. What was your inspiration for bringing that monster to life? Speaking of your acting abilities.
Honestly, like I said, I'm so glad that you asked this question because no one has asked me this question. And so Dennis and Bethany know this very well. But I don't think I've said this before on an interview or even mentioned it publicly, but one of the nicknames that Dennis and Bethany had coined for this trouble was Ariel. And, because it was like the Little Mermaid wanting to come to the surface and be a part of, the normal world. But she was a mermaid. She had, she ain't got no legs. Sorry, I had to. And so
Small detail. Yes. Keep going.
I'm sorry. I need to just stop. I need to stop. And so when I read the script and I read for the part of Ariel, it reminded me so much of me and full disclaimer, not a martyrdom kind of, monologue here. I'm just being honest.
Mhm.
It reminded me a lot of me as a kid, especially in my youth, because I was kind of a taller stature and I was, a little bit bigger. And so, people kind of they would pick on me, but they were also intimidated by me. And so Ariel to me was kind of like the quintessential definition of war. She was equipped for, killing, for maiming. She was equipped for, battle. She was,
Mhm.
I mean, she was a rugged bitch. And then, it's like underneath that, when you see Ariel's face, it's just this girl. It's this little girl. And so I
Yeah.
always
Powerful moment.
yeah. And I go back to me when I was 3 years old, and I remember, growing up like tough and stuff. And so when I was 3, I remember always thinking like, I want to be this person. I want to be the superhero so I can grow up and feel powerful and feel strong. And so it was like that moment between me and Katrin. I had contacts on that basically blinded me. I couldn't see. And I chose that for a reason, because I wanted to really, make it as authentic as possible, because to me, Ariel was blind. Her senses were stronger in, hearing and touch and feel and smell. Whereas, living underground, your eyesight's not really going to have that powerful of a kind of impact on how you live your life. So I remember when Katrin took the headdress off of me, I was crying, and it was like a childhood moment for me. So I took a lot of that off of how I was raised, and yeah, it was.
Wow.
I don't want to cry. So.
Oh my gosh.
This
Yeah.
is why
I'm speechless.
so
Wow.
this
Yeah.
is why people need to hire Cory, because this was a character that we absolutely wanted to be a character. She had a lot in her as we were creating the show, but Cory took this role that had no lines and was mostly physicality and had like one moment in the entire show where we see her face. And Cory created this incredibly beautiful character. And even though we get so little of that backstory, I feel like all of it comes out in the moment that Tessa and the creature make eye contact at the end. And I don't think that moment would have nearly the impact it has had if Cory had just been like she's misunderstood, but she's a monster. Like this love and care that Cory put into this creature, and frankly, that all of our actors put into their roles, was just an astonishing thing to witness. And Dennis and I just felt like we were in awe every single day. And
it was a privilege to work,
oh my God,
to work with this cast. And that's not, I know that that's said a lot, but this was our first major project, you know, outside of short films. And to get this lucky on your first go around, you know, it sort of spoils you too, because now I'm like, well, we're not casting anyone else but the top now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, what's
they
next?
have to be the best. Like they,
Yeah.
and it was a privilege to watch everyone take these roles so seriously, and bringing it back to Cory, to give the creature that much depth. Really tells the story of all the Troubles, because these are people who were disposed of, thrown away by society. And I thought it was such a beautiful moment to see a human face under this monster, because at the end of the day, in urban legends, it's like, well, yeah, it was just an owl, or it was just this, or it was just that. Well, in this case, the Bone King exists, but it's a human, you know, and these are humans that were disposed of and thrown away and sort of treated like trash, and that's why it's so powerful to us, I guess, as filmmakers, and to Cory.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it's the most memorable scene in the entire series, I would say.
I agree.
Thank you.
I 100% agree with you. That was a big moment on set. I don't know if you remember, Cory, but we were all sort of like, we were watching it in the monitors. We had 2 cameras. Do we have 2 cameras? We had 2 cameras set up, I think.
So.
Or no, on Cory we had 1. And I was watching it, and I was hitting Bethany in the arm gently. And I'm going,
you're like, this is it.
And we're both just like starting to tear up, and like,
oh my gosh,
and we're like, this is amazing. Like we couldn't. It was sort of like a really beautiful moment on set to see it and to be there and to just watch the performances. Like I said, it was an honor. You know?
It was a lot. I still remember, because I remember Dennis was coaching me, telling me, you know, just move your fingers, you know, look up, and oh my God, I swear to God, I just, I can't even talk about it without wanting to cry. I'm serious.
And Cory, sorry to interrupt, but you do this thing, these little flourishes Cory did with the fingers, you know, like these playful little sort of childlike things, you know, like when Tessa first goes down, Cory just sort of lifted her hand, and that was all her. I wasn't directing her to do that. She just had the instinct to go like that, like almost like a little warning shot, like be gentle.
Yeah.
You know, and it was so cool. And I'm like, that's talent as an actor, to have that instinct, to not have the director being like, now move your fingers, and you just trust your actor and let them go. And it was like, Cory's got this. If I needed something, I would just be like, okay, that was great. Now just give me a little bit of this, or, you know, but man, all that, most of that was just Cory's instincts as an actor.
Totally. Yep. Very special.
That's fantastic. Special indeed. In fact, you're making me want to go rewatch the entire series right now. I have a question about your creative process. I guess this is for Dennis and Bethany, but also for you, Cory, too. What is your creative process when it comes to working together, collaborating on a project such as this? I'm glad to see that you're still on speaking terms, so that's great. But can you speak to that a little? while we're recording,
you're lucky,
right?
it's the 3 of us.
Totally.
No, just kidding.
No,
we're all.
Yeah.
You don't understand. Our group chat is called Hell Gareth.
Yeah.
After my guinea pig. Okay. We are tied for life.
Yes.
Yeah. So the creative process was really fun. It was super, super fun for this. I really enjoyed working with William Rogers, our writer, to sort of like reading his lore and sort of fleshing out Lowry. But the creative process itself was, I don't know, how would you describe it? It was very fluid.
It was definitely fluid, and I think it changed from the beginning to the end, between Dennis and myself.
Yeah.
I think when the show was first being pitched, Tessa was older, an older character, and I was always going to play Tessa. But as time went on, we realized that we had to use non-union actors for just budgetary reasons, and I'm in SAG-AFTRA. So basically my role disappeared from the project, and Dennis said, I'm bringing you on to co-direct this with me. I was always going to be a producer and a showrunner, but on set, he's like, we're now going to co-direct this.
I was like, there's no way I could wear this many hats and effectively direct. And Bethany is comes from an acting background and is a great actress. And so she was able to speak to actors in a way that I wasn't. So I learned a lot from her. We both learned a lot from each other.
Totally.
I think Bethany learned a lot about the technical side of things.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't know how to direct actors. I know how to direct actors, but when it's like just you running everything, you need someone else to be like, go talk to them, communicate what we need. And if we weren't getting what we needed, Bethany was able to sort of come in and give a specific type of direction that we would all sort of be in awe of. We were like, she would say stuff like, imagine the moon and just go on this thing. And the person would be like, got it. And then they would do this amazing performance. And I'd turn to her and be like, how did you do that? What is that?
The power of the moon.
And it's she knows how to talk to actors, and she's very much an actor's director. And so like, I mean, we're a package deal now. I'm like, she's coming with me wherever we go.
And it's great because I think, the driving force behind this show was Dennis. And I think people probably get sick of me being like, that was all Dennis, but
not me.
But truly, I think people need to understand how talented he is, because he did sound. Luckily we had Floodgates Audio do our post-production sound, and they did an amazing job. But Dennis was running sound. Dennis was rigging lights. Dennis was moving the lights. Dennis was rigging electric. Dennis was directing, pull focus, cinematography. Dennis was like every hat, acting. So it moved from me acting and Dennis sort of wearing all of those hats to Dennis wearing all of those hats and me sort of running swing and then helping the actors. And then it kind of evolved into me making sure that Dennis got the shots he absolutely needed and wanted.
That's what I was going to say. So
yeah. I became like, I had a little aerial moment where I became like, I'm going to protect this vision no matter what.
Yeah. So that's one, I had an extremely clear vision of this show. And I knew that we had a good amount of time to work on it because of all the legal stuff and the deals contracts and everything. So we had a nice amount of time to work on this. Again, we're spoiled because now I'm like, I'm not working on it until it's absolutely right. But we did a lot of it was in pre, not in post. It was getting everything right, getting the scripts exactly where we wanted them, getting the dialogue exactly where we wanted it, and I had such a clear vision of every single setup, every single scene for the 6 episodes, every single shot, that all we had to do was get it. And then I can just edit it together. And that had to do with, look, I like working like that. I like working with, I have the vision. I just want to go and shoot what I need.
Because he's also the editor. So
right,
he knows what it's going to look like.
So I knew exactly
full vision. Yeah.
Right. Yes. It was a complete vision. So I think we prepped so hard for this. We worked constantly on just making sure everything was like clockwork and every shot was like clockwork, and we did it. And everything that you see in the show is pretty much how it was in my head from day one. Maybe we changed a couple of things just due to technical BS, but pretty much every shot was exactly the way it was intended.
Yeah. And then it was just about, for the two of us, it was just about communication every single day. We would go on a date after most nights of shooting. We would send our actors who were living with us at the time to bed.
Yeah.
We would go out and we would get Burger King or something, and we would sit in the car, roll the windows down, and just talk.
Yep.
And we usually at the end of every production day hug each other and say,
Mhm.
I choose you. I love you. You're my partner. We are not at work anymore.
Yeah.
I love you. And then that starts the next day
Uh-huh.
off clean because, man, it's hard when you're working with your partner and you're
Yeah.
shooting in your own house and you also live in that house.
Yep.
It's like, it's a lot of togetherness.
It strengthened us
Yes.
though, too.
Yeah.
And then one more thing I'll just tack on is that we had a rule, which was no everyone has to have an arc. No small characters, no throwaway characters. Every single character must have an arc, no matter how long or short their part is.
Hmm.
There must be something to these characters.
Yeah, there's no throwaway.
No,
character.
and that's
I
a rule
think
that we
you-
will.
Yeah, I think you accomplished that even with the librarian who was like in the series for such a short amount of time, but she was fantastic.
Icon.
Oh, we love Tina. Yeah, and that's a rule
Tina.
that we'll carry that rule with us forever. It's always everyone's got to have an arc.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Fantastic. So you mentioned that you filmed out of your home. What were the challenges with that? And would you ever use your home as a set again?
Absolutely
Never.
fucking not.
Never.
Never again. I'm never doing something like this again.
This was scrappy. This was like summer stock, but filming. Dennis can attest, Cory can attest. So like if you watch the first episode, there's the scene where Tessa is on the phone with Aaron and they're walking and they walk through sort of like this empty sort of dining room area adjacent to the living room. And as they pass, you see Betsy in the doorway, right? You see Betsy like looking up against the window. That was also Cory's bedroom. So like when Cory was in town, there was an air mattress on that very floor that Cory was living in. And then when Maria, who plays Betsy, when during the day, she was acting, and at night, she was sleeping in the living room where she at first gave money to Tessa. Like, so there's just air mattresses inflating and deflating and moving. And we have to have one room in a scene. We move everything in that room to another room. It was just everything in the basement was stuff from upstairs that we needed to shoot around that we just piled in the basement and threw tarps over.
Yeah, and this
crazy.
room that we're sitting in right now was the equipment room. This was holding, like, so this was just covered in like lights, lenses, and everything. And I would come in here, grab a light if I needed it, run outside, set up the lights, look at the shot, be like, okay, I need one more thing, run back in here. It was wild.
And then this became Aaron's studio as we shot his parts later. So it was just like, crazy.
In our basement, we literally like we sent dailies of the first shoot shots of the basement, and they were like, "Look, you have Final Cut, but we don't like the look of the basement. It's too clean."
Yeah, and they were
like,
right.
And they were right. And they were like, "Can you fuck it up a little bit more?" And we were like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And so we went out exhausted.
Oh my God.
We went out. Found pallets
on the side of the road.
I put freaking I got
amazing.
Contact paper.
I got contact paper and made the floor look concrete. So that's like contact paper that's on our wood panel floor.
Yep.
We just got everything trash. Like we had rats down there probably.
Oh, bad.
Yeah, it was crazy. And so like we just messed up the basement and then we showed them the new dailies and they were like, "Yo, that's insane. We didn't know you were going to take it that far."
Every episode, there's a hardware store called Wall Hours Paint and Hardware that we give thanks to in every single episode in the special thanks part of the credits. And we went into Wall Hours and we were like, "Where's your trash?"
Paint buckets.
Pointed to the back, and I'm just like
fire
grabbing
extinguishers.
and bringing it out.
We looked like we were just like going out like cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Like buckets of paint. And we're wearing the coveralls. Bethany and I wore coveralls the whole time.
We would go into Wall Hours Paint and Hardware and just start to cry.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "How's the show going?" And we're like, "I need a screw that's this long. I got to bolt a pallet to the wall."
But yeah, so that was filming in our house. I would never trade the experience
Never.
for anything.
Never, ever.
It was an awesome experience. I would never do it again.
Never, ever.
Never shoot in your house unless
Yes.
you're pushed up against the wall and you have to. And we made it work. Like
Totally.
we made it work. We wrote around the house. Like we were like, well, what do we have? Well, we rent this house. Let's just shoot in here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it comes together. I mean, look at the setting right now. It cleaned up really nicely. So
Yes, sure
fantastic
does.
job there. Very. I do want to talk a little bit about the effects because the effects that we do see are unreal. So maybe we could start with the degloving. Um,
Yes.
because oh my gosh, like we said that, or I said that's cringe worthy watching it because it looks so real and it's like oh my god, it's like you watch someone's fingers getting broken on screen, right? It's like
Oh, it's bad.
it was like that. Oh my god, I'm getting chills. So Cory, why don't I don't want to, I don't want to speak for you. Cory, what was it like doing the degloving, and can you describe it for those watching who haven't seen the
Uh,
show without too much of a spoiler? But I'll leave that up to you.
well, for starters, I wanted to kill myself.
That day
Okay.
was so hard on you, babe. I felt so bad for you that day.
Dude, I'm not gonna
Oh
lie to
gosh.
you. It was probably the most stressful day for me. Well, no, it's probably the second most stressful day for me on set.
I remember the
Um,
most stressful.
Fuck
Well,
me.
the end scene, the very final scene, was pretty tough for.
Oh
God.
yeah. Yeah.
It was stressful because the way so it was actually encapsulated silicone. It was a mold. So it was a two-piece silicone prosthetic. And so the first part I had to, and for the record, I had to do a lot of the prosthetics. Not Katrin, not for the scene, but for Betsy's scene, I actually was in costume. But for this scene with Katrin, so I had to apply a first layer onto the back of her hand, and that was fine. It was when I got to the second part, so the prosthetic worked in such a way where you glue the bottom part down, and then the top part goes on top of that. But the only way to get it to stick is with acetone. And so you would think in theory that that would be, relatively easy. And yes, it probably was relatively easy, but we were in such crunch mode that I didn't get a chance to rehearse this. So this was quite literally a first time, one shot, one take.
So scary.
So
And
scary.
might I add, Cory, the humidity. So like I believe in 7, when they like have the Rob Bottin did all the effects in 7, the guy that wakes up who who's like, they had to bring him in a refrigerator because I think they were using the same type of thing that you were. So you need to keep this stuff cooled. We didn't have fans, we didn't have a coolant, we didn't have anything, and it was humid that day. Carry on, Cory.
Yes.
So it starts to melt in the heat? Is that
so not only
Go ahead.
it shrinks, and then
it shrinks. Okay.
what was happening is that when I put the acetone to bond the bottom layer and the top layer, when I was in the process of trying to blend it into Katrin's skin tone, which I had a little bit of an issue with because I found out Katrin's skin tone is really difficult to work with. The acetone was eating away the prosthetic. Oh, and before we get to, I forgot to mention. So in between these two layers of prosthetic, I had to put Skin Illustrator fake blood. So when it pulled, it bled.
Yeah.
So I had fake blood in between these two prosthetics, and then when I put the acetone, so the acetone was eating away at the prosthetic, and the blood was starting to seep through, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, like, why is this happening to me? I was just like, okay, guys, we're gonna have to get this done like ASAP because it was going really fast. And I told Dennis, I said, listen, I don't want to stress anybody out, but this is one shot, one take. We got to get this like done. And so Dennis was like, calm down, trust your director. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this or not. My face was like so flushed, and I was like,
I remember, you were hyperventilating, and I came over to you. I put my hands on your shoulder. I said, "Look at me." I said, "We're gonna be fine." I said, "Trust your director. Trust us. I'm gonna shoot the hell out of this thing. We're gonna get it, and everything's gonna be okay."
Yes.
And then you said, "Okay, but can we hurry up? It's straight." I said, "Yep, we're gonna go right now."
Yep.
And we went outside.
We shot that in our backyard.
In our backyard. We went outside. and we did it, and there were a couple, like, we had 2 cameras going, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, great, this is looking really good. And we got a couple of things after the skin came off. So that one where Katie pulls her hand out, their hand out, that was one take.
Yep.
We had to get it in one take. The shred was in one take.
Yep.
And so
Yikes.
Cory you were still worried. And so I said, hey, everyone take 10 minutes, right? I grab the footage. I run in
to this room.
I graded it. I edited it. I put some music to it. I said, Cory, get your ass in here. I said, look how good this thing looks. And she just goes, hell yeah, brother.
It worked.
So yeah, it worked. And I think that's what you have to do as a director. If you see your ship, the people in your ship are losing faith in themselves, the worst thing that you can do is berate them.
Yep.
The worst thing that you can do is make them feel small. You lift them up. You show them that the work that they did was great, and you keep that ship intact and sailing.
Yep.
And like that was a moment that I'll never forget because it was a real bonding moment between Cory and myself, and it's something that I think everyone should do as team members is lift each other up. Do not get mad at someone because something is not working.
Nope.
Do not berate them or belittle them. That is the worst thing you could possibly do. You lift up those people and you make it happen. And it worked. It looks awesome. So many people were like, that shit made me cringe.
Oh,
So
people hate it.
Oh yeah.
In the
Yeah.
best way.
Top
It
notch
was-
effects. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I knew
Mhm.
I knew in theory it was going to work perfect. It's just like not for me, especially, not being able to rehearse it on myself or Jim or, a model. It was a gamble. And I feel like a lot of the times what people don't understand is that with special effects, especially, is you are rolling a dice, because it's like, I find that with special effects, you really have to have a tough exterior because it doesn't work. And sometimes you have to kind of improvise. And so with that particular effect, I knew that was like a key moment in the show. And so with no prior knowing of how it was going to turn out, the fact that it turned out as well as it did, and the fact that people were messaging me and Dennis and Bethany and just talking about how good it looked, I was like, oh fuck, I did that in like 5 minutes.
While kind of crying.
As you should. Yes. I love that.
I did that so easy. No, I really did not feel that way. I was just like, I hate myself.
Oh man, but it came together so well. The stars aligned, let's say, because oh my gosh, that's another scene that's so memorable because it looks so real, and anyone watching can relate to having the skin on your hand ripped off. For those who don't know what we mean by degloving, that's basically what happens.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We've all gotten some level of hand damage, whether it's like a paper cut in the middle of your fingers.
Yes.
Hand stuff is really tough because we all know what our hands feel like when they get injured. And I think that one more than anything, people have responded to for that reason.
Yeah, and I must say that Katie's performance during that scene, besides the effects, which are outstanding, their performance is incredible.
They're foaming at the mouth by the end of it.
Drooling, crying. Like, I mean, it's such a visceral performance, and it's such a strong performance. Someone, we did an interview, it might have been the WASD guys, WASD and Beyond, where they were like, you don't see people drool like so upset that they're drooling in shows anymore, and I'm like, we need that. We need that those kind of visceral strong performances, And
Katie, I think Katie really appreciated the fact that like the prosthetic was kind of like it was like I can imagine it was like the Shroud of Turin and like Hurricane Andrew. So that was the degree of like sensitivity we were going by. And so Katie really appreciated the fact that I was just kind of like, okay, Katie, if you breathe, we're going to die. And so like,
no pressure though.
Yeah, they really like, I don't know how they managed it, but they managed to go with just the correct enough speed to where it didn't just completely yank to where it looked unrealistic.
It just flapped over, which
It
is like,
did.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
the moment I was so proud of with Katie too was when we did the scene where Katie leans against the tree, sits down, and they have their hand sort of just in front of them. And the hand had stuck to their shirt, which they didn't realize because that's not part of it. And when they pulled it away, they went, which was just an authentic react. Like I was like, oh, that's Kate. Like that was, I'm so
It was perfect.
It was perfect. And then, you know, and this is when like the team comes together. It was Joe and Colin at Floodgates Audio. They added the as Katie pulls their hand away from their shirt. So it's like everyone coming together to create all of the little moments that make this so awful, and just everybody firing on all cylinders. It was amazing. It was awesome. So wonderful.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I love that you speak to such a collaborative environment. And Katie is Katrin Nugent, who plays Tessa, who is fantastic in the series. So I have a two-part question, I guess, is what was it like working with Katie? And what was it like, you spoke to this a little bit, but what was it like on set when you weren't rolling? Was it collaborative? Was it fun? Perhaps stressful at times, but how would you describe what was it like on set or basically in your home or in your backyard?
Katie, I met Katie when Katie was 18 years old. I was a burgeoning director / cinematographer, well into my 30s. And I was invited to shoot a student film, and Katie was one of the leads in that. And I just saw something in them. At that time, they were going by she, her, but now they go by they, them. So that's why we refer to Katie as they. And so when we were doing Tessa, and we knew it couldn't be Bethany, I couldn't get Katie out of my mind. I was like, look at Katie. And I showed everyone, or I showed Bethany and William their headshot. And they were like, that is Tessa.
It's Tessa.
Like, that's Tessa. Like, the look is Tessa. I said, well, wait till you see them act. I was like, just wait, because I knew how natural their delivery could be. And they sent us their self-tape, and I was like, I'm telling you, this is my non-starter. Like, Cory was a non-starter for me, and Katie. And I was like, it's Katie, period. I don't want to see any other tapes. Like, it's Katie. We've looked at other tapes. No one even came close. No shade to the actors.
Yeah.
They did a great job, but Katie is Tessa.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, Katie's Tessa. And the collaborative nature on set, especially between Bethany, myself, and Katie, was incredible because it was mostly just the three of us at the very, for most of this.
For like the first 2 weeks, it was mostly the three of us.
The three of us in this house, like, collaborating on shots.
And Katie lived with us. So not to interrupt.
Oh my gosh.
One of the most amazing things about this experience was that Katie had met Dennis once.
Yeah.
Really? Once, like in person.
We hit it off.
Yeah.
It was like once. Yeah.
Years ago. And when we approached Katie to play this role, part of the deal was like Katie lives in New York City and we live in the Hudson Valley, and that's too far to commute every single day. And so Katie would have to live with us as part of the process. And when our shoot was done and I was driving Katie back to the train station to go back home, they said, this could have gone really badly. To live with two people that I've never really hung out with before, I don't know, and I'm in your house, could have gone so badly, but it was magical. And I was like, yeah, it was magical.
We love each other.
Katie lived in the room next to this one and slept on an air mattress for a month and would wake up in the morning and like groggily get coffee and we would talk about the day and we would shoot and it was wonderful.
And one of my favorite collaborative moments, and I'll get to when there was a bigger crew around, but one of my favorite collaborative moments was when it's that rotating shot in episode 1 that was done, in one take, in one shot. It's not one
flashlight.
take, the flashlight scene. That was a moment where I was very stressed on set. but we would never really tell Katie or anyone that we were stressed. We would pull each other aside, and I'd be like, Bethany, I'm fucking freaking out. I don't know what the fuck to do. And she'd be like, okay, we got this. And so I was looking at all the setups. Now that original shot, it was like 6-7 setups. And
Tessa
I
was
like,
going in the attic. Tessa
Right.
was running out. It was just far too much.
it was way too much. So
Yeah.
I said, hey, Katie, give us 5 minutes. And I pulled Bethany aside. What are we gonna do? I don't know.
I slap him across the face. I'm like, get it together.
Listen to me. Get it together. So we sort of like, even you were like, oh shit.
God.
And so we were like, oh, okay. We were like, all right, so how do we fit this all into one thing? And then a light bulb went off, and I was like, I got it. We're going to do one rotating shot completely lit by a flashlight. That's it. The flashlight is the only lighting. We don't have to set up anything. Let's fucking go. And so Katie comes out, and then Katie's like, yo, that's an awesome idea. I have some ideas. And we were like, great, what are they? And they would say, like, if I go this way and this way. So we just sort of coordinated it and choreographed it all together, the three of us. And it was this like motion where Bethany and I were laying on the floor and rotating the thing, looking at the monitor,
Handing
all
it
by
back
hand.
and forth, yeah.
Handing the tripod handle
to create
like, to
the
each other,
effect.
to create it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Katie's perfectly choreographed going in, and it was just that was my favorite collaborative moment because I love those shots out of like most of the series. Those two sets of rotating shots
beautiful.
are really. Thank you. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just that to me was the whole collaborative spirit. When there were more people around, I think it got sometimes muddled, and we had to bring everyone and be like, guys, we know what we're gonna shoot, like this is what we want to shoot. We're gonna get this, because a lot of people have a lot of ideas, and sometimes ideas are good if you're stuck, but sometimes you have to sort of be like, no, we're gonna shoot this.
Yeah. We're gonna get what we need
way.
to get,
Yeah.
and then if we have time,
and then if we have time, we'll do other stuff.
Yeah. And I think that's like anyone who's been in a group project knows that feeling of like,
of course,
there's a lot of voices right now, and sometimes it's great because you need to spitball, and sometimes it's like, we gotta focus. We got 15 minutes, so let's focus and then get anything extra.
Make
what
it
about you,
make
Cory?
it happen.
Make it happen.
Did you have any fun? Do you have any fun collaborations, or was it awful for you?
No. It actually wasn't awful for me. I think honestly, I had such a good time with you guys. Like I really, like I said, I think this is probably my most favorite production I've ever worked on because I still vividly remember that time that we were running lights, Dennis. I don't know if you remember. We were running lights for the basement scene for when I think it was Maria and Katrin, where they were being pushed into the fireplace.
Oh yeah, the big climax. Yeah.
Yeah, we were running lights, and I just remember we were just fucking around, going like, "Hey, I know you're busy, but do you mind going to get some catering before we finish?" It was just random bullshit. Like, I can't tell you how much just random shit we said. I think we could write a book on how much random stupid stuff that we said during this whole thing, like smoke meats, like
oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, catering crew. But no, I definitely think that as far as like in all seriousness, I think my favorite collaborative moment was it was a stressful moment, but I really liked the end of episode 1 where I had to kind of like pivot and turn, and I know that was like a really stressful time for Dennis and Bethany, especially on set. I remember that very well, and I was like upset for them, and I was upset for myself, and one of the challenges, especially for me, was that the outfit that I had, it was not forgiving. It was, you really had to be in a certain kind of condition to really be able to wear all of it. And so like, I mean, the headpiece alone, I would argue that was at least like 10 pounds.
That was a heavy
heavy.
outfit, and we
That's
didn't
a
have
lot.
really, we didn't have time to like super duper test it. Like usually, if you're dealing with a costume like that, you've got a year or more in a production to sort of test it with the actor. But we didn't have that luxury, so we just it was built. We put it on Cory, and we were like, "Go!"
Here we go.
and like, you know,
It
luckily,
looks so good though.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
yeah, luckily though, you know, the positive is that you know, because I am taller and I am a little bit, you know, bigger than, you know, I would at least say I was probably the biggest, you know, female on set, and so like I could actually handle it. But I specifically remember that night, you know, it was really stressful for Dennis and Bethany, and I was getting pissed off because, like, you know, some things were falling off of the costume, and some of the initial ideas that we had, you know, with me crawling on my knees and stuff, like I was getting the metal stuck in my knee.
We actually have audio. Cory going.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Off mic, it was so funny, and we were like, "Don't worry, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out." Yeah.
Yes. Blacked out a little bit.
I remember one time specifically, they were in the other room and I was in the other room and I was just standing still. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but Dennis was just like, okay, we're just going to do it again. We'll just do it again. And I was so pissed off at that point, you know, just because of everything that happened, that I don't know what happened, but I turned really fast, just like, and Dennis went, that was it. That was it. Do it again. That was it. That was the fucking shot.
Cory literally did a rage spiral, and it was like, that's the one.
That's
And
it.
then-
Do that again.
Yeah. And I did it again. And that was it. And it ended up working out perfectly, because then people were messaging me saying, you know, I didn't even realize you were standing there. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
And
I'll say this too. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cory.
No, you go ahead. I insist.
No. Please finish your sentence.
You go, motherfucker.
Okay, fine. So I was just gonna say though, despite things getting stressful, none of us snapped at each other.
No.
None of us yelled. There was no yelling. There was no. It was a really lovely, peaceful set. Even if things were getting stressful and we weren't, you know, there were some. Like that shot in particular was extremely tough to get because we had a whole idea that didn't work out.
Yeah.
So we just had to keep running it and running it and running. I think we have like 30 takes of takes of trying to figure out what would look best, and then it was just literally Cory turning and walking the other way. But I'm proud of everyone because no one let the pressure get to them, and a budget that low would probably break most people, but it didn't break this cast, and I'm proud of everyone for that. Yeah.
It's crazy. I feel like everyone really took to the spirit of what this was like, this is our shot. This is our chance to do something that people will see. And so let's do the best thing that we can possibly do. And we still have actors like Maria, who played Betsy. God bless her, one of the sweetest women in the world. She checks in on us at least twice a week.
She's like our mom.
Just to see how we're doing.
She's
just
great.
to see if we're proud of ourselves. If we're, you know.
Betsy
oh my
in
God,
life,
that's
Betsy
so
in
nice.
Real life is the sweetest lady you could ever meet.
She's this
That's
wonderful.
so nice. Yeah.
And like another example of someone just having a stressful time and pushing through it. The scene in episode 1 where Betsy is looking in the window. It was so hot out there, and her costume was all polyester, and she had to stand in that position for multiple minutes totally still while Tessa's having this long conversation, because we shot it as a oneer. We ended up cutting into it, but it was shot as one take. And by like the 6th time, because the timing wasn't working out, Maria pulled me aside and she was like, Bethany, I think I might faint. And I was like, oh my God.
We're like, get inside.
Yeah,
Can we take a moment?
I know. She said, I can do more, but I should sit soon. And I was like, Maria, sit down, woman. Like,
we can take a break.
Immediately, we started fanning her, hydrating.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
Tell us these things. Don't be that dedicated.
Yeah. So like everyone was just such a champ for this.
I might be paraphrasing this, but I think after she saw the final cut, she was like, all of that standing outside and you cut into the shot, huh? I said, yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Well, I love that you described it with Katie coming to live with you as magical, because
Yeah.
that alone, the three of you just moving in together, could have been a horror story in itself.
Totally.
The real horror story.
And
Totally.
right, and who ate all the peanut butter, things like that.
That was me.
Let's
Yeah, it was Cory. Cory ate all the peanut butter.
all the peanut butter. Let's see. I
You guys
do
got me
want to.
to Alani's, by the way.
What's that?
You guys got me to addicted to Alani's, by the way.
Dude, have you ever tried, Aaron, have you ever tried Alani energy drink? Alani new
I have
energy
not.
drinks?
No.
Oh.
Dude.
So they don't sponsor me, and I've asked and they won't. But
I'm so mad at you guys for getting me
But you're
addicted.
still pushing it. Oh no!
200
Is it
milligrams
like
of
Celsius?
it's like Celsius, but like if Christ made Celsius.
Yeah.
If
okay.
Celsius was made by the most delicious juice producers
It's
of
true.
the world,
I'll
It's
get a
true.
picture of it and I'll flash it across the screen. So
It's
Alani
true.
new, non-spawn. God bless them. I keep reaching out and they keep saying no, thank you. And God, I love them though. They're the best. And they
but
powered this
keep
shoot.
trying, because you never know. Keep
Yeah.
trying.
I fuck with the Breezeberry hardcore.
Oh,
FYI.
it's so good.
Breezeberry Alani. I will make a note of that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, this has been fantastic. The Trouble with Tessa is streaming on Screambox. It's also on Amazon. I did purchase the entire series to support you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, and I want to respect your time, and I also want to get to the this or that segment that I
Hell
talked
yeah.
about before we started recording. But I have to ask: will there be a season 2, season 3? Will we see more of The Trouble with Tessa, or is it too soon to say?
It's too soon to say.
Okay.
We are still at number 2, which is amazing. Like we're still in the top 10.
Oh my God, that's
we're
absolutely
still at
amazing.
number 2.
Wow.
So this, I think, has surpassed expectations, from Screambox. I have plenty of ideas. I know exactly where Tessa's story should go. We have an idea.
Excellent.
Well, I have an idea because people want more Lowry, but it doesn't make sense for Tessa to stay in Lowry in season 2. Tessa needs to go on and have other adventures,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
become a detective. And Tessa is their own story. Lowry, though, we can go backwards and learn about the lore, Betsy's rise to power. So I have 2 treatments for prequels to Lowry. And then I have an entire season in my head which is a subgenre of horror. And what I would love to do with Tessa is every season it's a new subgenre of horror that we can explore, and detective stories basically. And so I have that too. So
cool.
We're like ready to go, but it's not up to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't write the checks, so
But we're, fingers crossed for
Fingers
sure.
crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep me updated. I'd love to have you on again. This has been
Thank you so
fantastic,
much.
like I
Thank
said.
you.
And
We'd
one
love
more
to
question,
come
which is,
back,
will we get a physical copy of The Trouble with Tessa? Do you know yet?
Again, we would love it.
Not our call.
Not our
Yeah.
call.
Not your
Again,
call.
not our
Okay,
call. Look,
okay.
I would say if you are a fan of the show, just write into your local Screambox inbox and just be like, guys, what's going on? We need more
Yeah.
Tessa.
Yes,
Dennis
yes.
and I have like files of special features that we want to include.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yes, maybe like a
we would love
steel
it.
book.
Yes,
that would be so cool, so cool.
Oh,
All right, let's.
Yeah, and
yeah,
sorry,
go ahead.
also the
Go ahead, no, it's fine.
The prequels would also explore Cory's character,
Yes.
Trouble, more.
Yes.
So we would get more of an answer of who they are in the whole thing too. So
yeah.
that's what I wanted to say as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
And even more monstrous and gory effects too.
Oh, yes.
So,
Oh yeah.
fingers crossed.
As long as I don't shit my pants first.
Yes. Well,
Well, I mean,
do that beforehand and then get the Alani energy drinks.
I've done worse things.
Yeah.
True. I mean, actually, I have no idea, but let's see.
What do you know, Aaron? What do you
What do I know,
Tell
right?
me. Tell me everything.
Don't
I'm
worry,
taking you.
you will know.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. With that, where do we go next? Let's do the this or that segment. So, like I said, um, it's usually kind of fun. And in most cases, there's no right or wrong answer. So the first one is The Stepford Wives from 1975 or Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978.
I mean, come on. I'm going with Invasion of the Body Snatchers in
Same.
1978.
I think you're going to get across the board.
I jumped in first
Yeah, I
because
think
that
so
was
too.
yeah, that was one of the biggest inspirations.
Yep.
Mhm.
Not only that, but there's a big homage in when Tessa is on the phone and says, "I didn't tell you my name." That is
Yes.
Yeah.
directly
Yes.
lifted from
I picked
Invasion
up
of the
on
Body
that.
Snatchers.
Yep.
But it's more.
Yep.
It's more. I love that movie so much, and that line freaked me out. I'm like, I want it to live on forever in everyone's memory. Besides that movie, so I brought it into ours so I could specifically say,
Mhm.
go watch Invasion of the Body Snatchers. If
Yes.
you love that line, like, go watch that whole movie. It is
Yes.
God!
It's so good. It's so
it's a
good.
masterpiece of
Yeah.
just creepy,
So
creep
creepy.
factor, like
Mhm.
across the board. There's always someone staring at someone in the background. The priest on the swings at the beginning. Like, besides the
Bad.
alien invasion, the whole
Of
atmosphere of
course.
that movie is perfect.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
Absolutely. One of the best remakes. And I couldn't think of what to pair it with. So I went with the Stepford Wives because it's kind of similar. Like on the surface, everything seems
Totally.
fine, but underneath it's not. And I think the Stepford Wives deserves more attention. Maybe not the remake, but the original. Okay, let's see. More movies here. The Thing from 1982 or The Fly from 1986?
The Thing.
Oh
The
man,
Thing.
I gotta go with The Thing. I have
Yeah.
to.
Thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to
Yeah.
go with The Thing, but I'm going to go with The Fly because
Okay.
so as not to be boring the whole time, but I'm going to go with The Fly because I watched
Yes.
that movie when my crush on Jeff Goldblum was at its height. And so
Mm.
seeing him, I got to see him
Naked?
naked. I got to see him shirtless in Jurassic Park, like reclining sexily, but then you get to
Oh my
see
gosh.
his like lithe body. That and
The body horror in that too. The
totally
nails.
the nails and
his
like
nail-
the end where he just like takes the gun and just like
puts it to his head.
like I was devastated. That movie is brilliant and so upsetting.
It's so good. Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's
That's
classic.
also and that's a
Yeah.
great example of a horror movie with a seriously emotional ending where you want to
Yes.
cry. Like, that's why I'm
Mhm.
like, horror can be a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it can be emotional. You don't always have to end on a scare. You can end on
Yes.
a feeling
Yeah.
or make people feel an emotion, rather
Mhm.
than like one more jump scare
Yeah.
or oh, the lead character gets pulled away into the cave.
Yeah.
Like, no, let's try something new. And I think The Fly does
Totally.
that. Yeah.
Totally.
Absolutely. And it's one of the best love and horror movies, the love
Yes.
story in that. And one of the lines I think is "Help me be human," which is just fantastic. Oh my God. Okay, this is kind of a fun one. French fries or onion rings?
Onion rings.
Onion rings.
Unless
like-
they are waffle fries. If they are waffle fries, give me a waffle fry.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
that's a tough
for
one.
me, if they're fried pickles, fuck all that nonsense. I'm going fried pickles.
Fried
Corey,
pickles.
You
Yeah.
can't introduce a new one, Corey. You have to go with the rules.
Oh, that's my God.
What if I had said the onion flavored breaded rings from Burger King?
We love those.
Those are
Do you ever
good.
go-
Those
They're
are
so
fire.
good. They are
Do you ever
good.
go
Yes.
Samsies?
The Oneida onion rings and the frozen section are quite. They're. I fancy them quite a bit.
Yeah. But I'm
They're
still,
good.
I'm gonna go onion rings.
What are
every time.
onion rings? Okay. Yeah, me too. Let's see. Alien or Predator?
Alien. I don't know.
Alien.
That's it. Turn it off. Turn it off.
We're done.
That's a tough one. That is a
Dennis,
tough one
I don't want to
because-
hear shit out of your mouth. It's
No,
alien.
no. I say Alien. I say Alien only because like Alien is, and I
You'd have
hate to
to,
sound
yeah.
like one of these fucking film snobs.
Here you go.
It's cinema, and so is Predator.
Oh, the mise en scène of
No.
Alien. It really subverts the genre.
Predator is also.
Guys, I feel so seen right now. Stop.
Let me finish, guys. Let me finish, guys. Let me finish. Predator is also cinema, but
Okay.
in a completely different way. That movie is brilliant. It's so well written. Sean Black, holy hell, what a screenwriter and great actor in that movie. But Alien is just a different level. It's a different level. Yeah.
Predator is kind of like how I feel after I've had like 5 beers and I'm grilling out.
That's Predator.
Yeah.
I hope you
'cause
have. Do you have a Predator T-shirt you can wear at those moments?
Yeah, no, because I
that'd be
usually
nice.
like 5 beers in and I'm like smoking out with the neighbors and you know I'm smoking meats and I'm
Oh
like
gosh, yeah.
you know, I just want to get on a helicopter and start wearing camo and just fucking blowing up aliens.
It's very like testosterone
It
filled.
is.
Oh, it
80s
sure
fucking
is.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Well,
Hell yeah, brother.
Speaking of 80s, I've got the Blob remake from 88 or Chud from 84.
The
Ooh,
Blob, hands
Oh
down.
my
Blob.
god.
The Blob. That's
Blob,
amazing.
yeah.
Yo, you know what scene messed me up the most, and it still does?
The sink.
When the sheriff, when the sheriff goes to the waitress to save her, but the Blob got him, and she's in the phone booth, and you see his
Oh, dude.
go up
Oh,
against
his
the thing.
face go by.
Yep. And then it just comes in and kills her, and she splits in half. I'm like, everyone dies in this movie.
Everyone
Dude,
dies.
Everyone dies.
Yes.
They
yes.
also kill kids, which is like a
Yeah.
no-no.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the
Yeah.
hero, who you think is the hero, dies at the very beginning. That talk about subverting the genre. Now, there's some problematic stuff in it, especially with the cheerleader and the guy who drugs her, and it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not a good scene. I would say fast forward that scene, edit it out maybe. But talk about subverting the genre at such an early time. Like that one definitely did it, because a lot of the tropes that you thought you were going to get, you don't get.
Right.
You don't get the football hero. The sheriff dies immediately. You know, the sheriff dies. The waitress dies. There was a whole romance going on there. Like that movie is brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yes.
I love that movie. Hands
You just
down.
I do too.
You get Kevin Dillon as the hero, which is kind of what?
Surprising.
You didn't see that coming
was-
for sure.
And he was not traditionally handsome. So like you got this guy who like was a biker dude, loser, stoner, whatever.
Yeah.
And he becomes the hero. Brilliant movie.
Yeah.
Love
Probably
Trying
a
to
guy
make the jump, right? The jump with his bike, trying to
Yep.
jump
And then he
over the
makes
ravine.
it.
And then he makes it. Yes. Yay. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I've got some modern films here. Smile from 2022 or It Follows from 2014.
It follows.
It follows.
It follows.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
I
probably
think
do
it's
that too.
I think it's a really creative take on that sort of impending, always behind you sort of idea. I feel like Smile, I know people love Smile. I think for me it just hit less because I grew up in the face down, eyes up, creepy smile era of like music videos where everything was just sort of face down, eyes up, smile, tilt your head to the side, which is the scariest head motion you can make. So I think that to me, and I also love that It Follows tried something new with how to present technology with the clamshell phone, because like we didn't
clamshell e-reader.
How to keep technology from dating itself immediately. And I love the idea. They tried something, and I think it's really creative.
And we're getting a sequel, so let's fingers crossed that it's as good.
Yes.
I've got a few. I'm jumping around here a little bit, but back to 80s. Return of the Living Dead from 85 or Night of the Demons from 88.
Night of the
You're
Demons.
killing me here. You're killing
Night
me
of
with
the
this one.
Demons.
Come on, man. Come on.
Come on. This is the only movie
Angela
you get to
throws
see
the
with
best
Leia Quigley
parties.
Bush.
I'm going with Return of the Living Dead only because I was more of a punk rock hardcore kid than I was a metal kid. I will always I'm more along the lines of Return of the Living Dead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Night of the Demons. I'm a Night of the Demons for
Woo.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
Cory?
good. So good.
Lots of
against
Bush.
one.
Yeah.
Lots of TNA. I'm here for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's a lipstick secret compartment.
Every time.
I did
Yes.
try that.
Oh gosh.
Did it work?
No. No. No.
Moving right along. Oh my gosh. I have 4 left. Spontaneous getaway or a planned itinerary vacation?
I haven't seen either of those.
Oh, no, just in general, not movies.
Oh God, I was like,
Wait, I thought you were joking. Did you think those were movies?
I was like, these are two movies with super long titles I've never heard of.
There you go. I just gave you some ideas for future films. Spontaneous getaway or planned itinerary vacation?
Planned Itinerary Vacation, directed by Mario Bava, is just such a strangely translated movie.
I would go with. Sorry, you answer this while we get the giggle.
I feel like it's gonna be a toss up for me because I do want, like, one day I'll be like, hey, by the way, we're going to Australia, and Jim's like, we are, and I'm like, yep. And then days will go by and he doesn't say anything, and he's like, are you being serious? And I'm like, yeah. And then I'll plan an itinerary and then we go. So I'd say I'm like half and half.
I'm a spontaneous guy.
Fair enough.
I love when we're just like, hey, you want to go to like
The petting zoo.
No, like Centralia. Like, let's
yeah.
go to Centralia. Like,
Yeah.
we went to Centralia. Like, we were just like, let's go to Centralia. We've never been there.
It's been burning for years.
We went to Centralia. So I like the spontaneity.
Yeah.
I hated both movies. So.
How about the sequels? Let's see.
Oh, they're amazing.
Part 2 amped it up. Okay, 3 more.
Spontaneous guy. Yeah.
Society from 1989 or The Brood from 1979?
Oh, dude. Okay.
I haven't seen The
Ooh.
Brood.
I'm gonna go with The Brood
The
only
Brood
because
is so good.
I crapped out on the fly, so I'm gonna give Cronenberg The Brood.
Yeah.
But man,
there you go.
Society
Good
is
shout.
messed up.
The shunting.
Oh God. Why is that word so scary?
Because it's I think of an ass.
It sounds like dirty words put all into one thing. Like,
Yeah.
Dude,
That word is messed up.
Oh,
I hate-
absolutely.
I think it always reminds me of the word shit and then the C word.
Yeah, total. Yeah, that's probably why
You know?
it is.
Don't be
Yeah.
such a shunt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to use that at work now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Cory. Definitely.
You must. Yeah,
I
I
will.
think you've started a trend.
Carolyn's a shunt.
Don't be such a shunt. Cory, what did you pick? I don't know if I heard. Or did you?
I gotta go with great. Now I want to go with Society just because of the asses and the shunting. But no, I'm gonna go with Cronenberg here.
Mhm.
See, I'd figure for the practical effects.
Yeah,
Society
exactly.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
Although
Yeah,
the
I
effects
agree.
the effects in Brood are fantastic. That ending,
Effects and
Yeah.
that ending is insane.
sort of the birthing scene.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more. Daylight horror or horror at midnight?
Okay, I have a whole thing about this. Daylight horror is so much scarier in my book because it could
Mhm.
happen to any of us because most of us are awake during the day. And our guard is down because it's daytime and you can see everything. And there is something so frightening when your guard is down and there's something just in the soft focus of the back distance that you just all of a
Yes.
sudden it's awful. It's so awful. I love daylight horror.
Mhm.
I'm
need
gonna
more.
agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with daylight horror because, you mentioned, it follows before. It follows. There's a lot of insanely frightening scenes during the day.
And in Halloween too.
Yes.
Halloween.
So much of it.
And then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
also
Midsummer, of course.
Yes.
Midsummer. Yep.
Mhm.
And then there's also the scenes from 28 Years Later that just came out where they're running and it's daylight. There's a lot of great stuff that I think it's underutilized, and I think that hot take. As a filmmaker, I think it's much harder to do daytime horror because you have to make it uncanny, because it's during the day, so you have to make the day feel weird. And
Yes.
dare I say, nighttime and fog, as much as I love it, it's a trope. We have to start thinking outside of the tropes. And now I will say,
Mhm.
I am the first person to put on a fucking fog
Hell
machine.
yeah, brother, fog machine.
And bring
go
on
out
the
at night.
fog.
Hell
Yes.
I mean, come on, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
But
It still
but-
works.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does.
Still works, but I think it's a more fun challenge to do daytime. What about you,
Yeah.
Cory?
I think I'm gonna be the opposite of you guys, and I'm gonna go with midnight only because you can't only because of our internal, going back to caveman days and how we basically are, it's kind of like ingrained in our DNA to be afraid of the dark. And I can remember two films that stick out to me. American Werewolf in London, where they're on the moors and the werewolf is circling around them. Like, that stuck out to me so much because you can't see it.
Yeah.
You can't imagine it, but you know it's there. And I remember Darkness Falls.
Oh yeah.
About the Tooth Fairy. And it's just like, it is the more predictable answer, but I think that like there's something so terrifying too about like, I still remember when I was a kid, and I remember seeing paw prints walking up in my bed, and I could see like a cold breath. And it's just like shit that you can't see just scares the fuck out of me. It's the unknown. I'm scared of the unknown. And that could be said too about like water, like pitch black water.
Gosh, yeah.
You don't
like
know what's in it.
A night lake swim.
No
Yeah,
way.
like, you don't know what's in it. You just see your.
Yeah.
You just can.
Yeah.
You feel nothing.
Yeah.
You're floating in nothing.
That fear
Or
started.
what's underneath.
Yeah, dude.
The opening of Jaws.
Yikes.
The opening of Jaws.
Yes.
Horrible.
Still one of the most frightening scenes.
And Evil Dead Rise in the lake. That was pretty good too. Was that nighttime or was that was
day.
daytime? That was day. That was good. Okay, last one. The Jaws franchise or the Halloween franchise?
Halloween franchise, because everything after Jaws 2 sucks. I love Jaws 2. I'll go with Jaws 2, but I'm saying
Jaws 2 is good.
Jaws 2 is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say Halloween franchise beats it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Halloween too. Halloween as well, because it encompasses so much more. I mean, Halloween 3: Season of the Witch is such a wonderful movie. I am such a fan of Halloween H2O. I think that movie is underappreciated. There's like so many bright points within that whole world that I have, and Jamie Lee Curtis is my like Lord and Savior. So what
about the Cult of Thorn?
Maybe I'm a member.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we don't speak of resurrection.
We don't speak about that one.
We don't talk about it.
How about you, Cory?
I'm gonna go with Halloween as well. I think I could honestly do away with every Halloween except for Season of the Witch.
I love Season.
It's so good. It's
another
so
huge
good,
influence on Tessa.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Siren, Curfew. Yeah.
Can we also get a shout out to Alan Howarth for his fucking incredible scores? Like, fuck me.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. He and Carpenter were like just perfect together. Like absolutely perfect together.
Yes.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, this has been fantastic. I've kept you on way too long. I do have one final question for you all, and it's an easy one, and that is, how can you be found on social media?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us. This was an absolute joy. We always love being reunited with our warrior queen down there, Cory. She's been our rock throughout so much. And also I was gonna say I feel bad because I feel like we kept you.
I know, we just kept talking.
I was like, we just kept talking. You were just going,
Not at all, man. It's been amazing. And I can't believe we've been on as long as we have. Time, it just flies. It's been awesome.
Oh, this has been such a pleasure. This has been wonderful.
I'm at Dennis Cahlo on everything.
I'm at Ms. Bethany Watson, MS Bethany Watson on most things, including Blue Sky, where I am more unhinged than I am anywhere else.
Excellent.
I'm just me. I'm Cory DeAn Cowley on everything.
Awesome.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like a grilling website. I might be like,
Smoke
Big
Meats?
Griller 84.
Hell yeah.
And Predator would have to be in there too.
Smoke Meats 95. Yeah. Look.
There you go. New
tell-
page coming on Instagram.
Bro,
Right.
I would literally dedicate a whole page to smoking meats.
I think you should.
I'm gonna do it. Fuck yeah.
Let me know when you do. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Check out The Trouble with Tessa. It's streaming on Screambox and also on Amazon. If you're watching, like and subscribe because it helps our channel. And lastly, thank you again, Dennis, Bethany, and Cory for chatting with me today. Congratulations one last time on The Trouble with Tessa.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
This was
you.
so
It was so
wonderful.
nice to talk to you.
Yes, this was awesome. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.